Well, this morning, Ontario will be releasing its new COVID-19 testing strategies after the province has been falling short of its daily targets. This comes alongside growing calls for better monitoring of the way the country is handling the pandemic. Ian Braun is with the Canadian COVID-19 Accountability Group, which wants to see officials in every province tracking whether health and safety guidelines are being enforced and working. He is our guest this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
How do you want to see Ontario and other provinces step up their fight against COVID-19?
Well, our concerns are that there's, first of all, not enough monitoring and that not enough data is being made public. When governments were confronted with a COVID-19 crisis, most of them were caught flat-footed, back-footed. So we understand that the response hasn't been immediately perfect, but we think that in order for Canadians to be better informed and to more quickly detect problems, we need more transparency in the data that's being given out, and also some protections for people who speak out against things they see going wrong.
What kind of data do you think is being withheld, and what kind of problems do you think it could solve?
Well, for example, testing data hasn't been uniformly provided across the country. There's been a bit of a reluctance really to release data, for example, on infection rates in the Canadian Armed Forces. And the Ontario government hasn't identified hotspots for infection. Canadians could use this information in order to make better choices about where to go and whether to visit loved ones after going to those places.
One of your concerns is that right now we're not sure who is checking on what the provinces are doing and whether or not it's enough. What are some of the areas of your concern? Is it just data, or is it some of the money being handed out? I know there's also some concerns around accountability for people who want to maybe come forward if they see some public health violations.
Well, exactly. The oversight hasn't been great for years in a number of areas, particularly in long-term care homes, as we've seen. And people who have tried to come forward with concerns about this have been punished. We've heard stories both out of Ontario and out of Quebec.
And so would that be protection measures then for people who want to maybe come forward and speak the truth that they're seeing?
Yes, exactly. Many people, when they observe wrongdoing, they don't even know where to go. And so the idea of having a COVID-19 ombudsperson would be that if you had a concern, you'd have somewhere to go to find out what to do about it. One of the big problems with whistleblowers, people who report wrongdoing, is that they don't know where to go and they don't have anybody to support them. As such, an office would be able to tell them where to go, would also be able to pick up maybe if there's patterns so that they could tell government, while, of course, maintaining the confidentiality of the people who are reporting their concerns.
One of the actions your group is calling for is an ombudsperson in every province. How would that ombudsperson be selected?
Well, our biggest priority, of course, is at the federal level, but at the provincial level, it would also be helpful. It could be an existing ombudsperson or a person with a similar role and it gets added to them. It would have to be somebody who is picked in a nonpartisan process. I think that's the most important thing, because while all the parties are getting along reasonably well and moving together on this crisis, our concern is that further down the road, when that warm glow of cooperation fades a little bit, that the enthusiasm in looking into potential abuses that have come out of the COVID-19 crisis might diminish. So it should be somebody selected by all parties, somebody who's known to have a reputation to be neutral.
Ian Braun, thanks for joining us here in Your Morning today.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.